I'm a little edgy today. So forgive me if I'm a little jumpy or a little all over the place. My daughters are in the hospital. So I really didn't do a day 11 video because I've been trying to keep up with what's going on with my daughters. They're really sick, nothing deadly or anything of that nature. They just were unable to hold down food for like 2 days. And thank God my ex is super paranoid. I mean, as soon as like day one and a half, where they were throwing up, and you can imagine the other case all at the same time, she like took him straight to the hospital. Like, do not pass go, do not collect $200. So thank God she's got a little paranoia to her. And that paranoia, I'll give you where that paranoia came from in another video. I'll just say that something traumatic happened to her when she was pregnant with those twin girls. And I'll go into that in another video. But day 12, between yesterday, day 11, and today, day 12, beyond my kids, which I'm just glad they're going to be okay and going to be fine. They're just craziness, man. It's just crazy having teenage girls. It really is. Like, as a dad, you just want to like throw a shield over them and overprotect them, right? So I came up with a system in my head as I was sitting around and getting updates. And I was writing down notes. And one of the notes I came up with was, how can good men, how could the nice guy, um, both protect their peace and find love at the same time? And I came up with this system where we can do an internal check, like an internal emotional checkup, before we invest our emotions, our heart, our soul, our money, our resources, before we commit our heart, soul, brain, providership, whatever that looks like for you. You ask yourself a set of 5 to 10 questions. And this came up because of the phone call that I talked about during my day 10 video. It was like the questions that woman asked me at the end of the phone call, like, struck something up here. Like, why didn't I ask myself those questions? I fell so madly in love with this woman. Why didn't I ask myself these questions before I started like pouring myself into her? So I came up with a couple of the questions, and everybody, it's just an internal check, right? So one of the questions that that lady asked me is actually one of the questions. When was the last time she laid in bed with you, laid in your bed with you? What that basically means is not just about sex. Sex can be done in the back of a car. It can be done, in a bathroom. I mean, we all been down that road, or at least want to go down that road some places. What this is referring to is if we're going to have sexual intimacy, is there intimacy afterward? Is she going to stay the night? Does she cuddle with you in bed? Does she want to be inside your skin? Or is she playing on her phone all day? Or does she get up and just leave because she doesn't want to spend the night? You know, another question, like, when was the last time she called you or texted you to make sure you've eaten, or check and see how your kids are doing or your family's doing? When was the last time she followed up with something you said that was going on in your life to see how that was going? Number three, when was the last time you took her out on a date and she didn't have to have a friend or family member with her? She didn't keep checking her phone every 4 or 5 minutes. When was the last time that you took her out and her phone wasn't blowing up with the same phone number over and over and over again? Right? Um, when was the last time a conversation didn't revolve about around money? When was the last time that she simply came over to surprise you with something? When was the last time she initiated wanting to see you? So it's like you got to add. So the system is when she asks you for like something like, can you help me with my rent? Can you help me with my car payment? Can you help me with this? This is the reason why assholes and bad boys get all the chicks. It's not because they're assholes or bad boys. It's not even because they don't care. It's because they question everything. They don't trust anybody. But at the same time, we can't change who we are. We shouldn't change who we are. So if we're nice people, if we're good-hearted people, we shouldn't change that. But what we should do is, okay, she's asking me for $2,000 to help her with rent and bills, and we've been dating for like 3 or 4 months. Let me sit back and let me ask myself all those questions before I commit doing anything. I just think that that kind of system will help us weed out the people that are fake. And instead of depending on somebody's words, we depend on their actions. Wouldn't that be interesting? Let me know what you think.